Brooklyn Park police are investigating who is responsible for a shooting that sent one man to the hospital on Sunday night. Brooklyn Park police responded to a call about a shooting in the 7700 block of Brooklyn Boulevard right after 11 p.m. on Sunday. When officers arrived, they found one adult man who had a gunshot wound. Paramedics took him to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the suspect had already left the area when they arrived. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. The Elm Creek Watershed Management Commission is getting a $295,000 grant from Hennepin County. The money will be used for restoration projects along Rush Creek in Maple Grove and Elm Creek in Champlin, with the goal of controlling erosion and protecting water quality.
All the surface water runoff that comes from whether it's a residential development, an agricultural field, a commercial industrial property, ends up in a creek or a lake at some point. And so protecting these streams and enhancing these streams, repairing any issues with these streams is really something that is a goal for both our community and the Elm Creek watershed.
The first step for the watershed is to do a feasibility study and identify areas that need restoration. This involves working with property owners and the watershed. Reversing stream erosion is good for water quality, stream habitat, pollinator habitat, and flood control.
In the case of Rush Creek here, oftentimes what we'll find is the outside bends end up with some erosion on them. We end up with deadfall in the creek. A lot of the water quality parameters might come back as being impaired, either for turbidity or nutrients.
The Elm Creek watershed will study approximately 2 miles of Rush Creek to see which areas have the greatest need. As we enter 2020, we take a look back on the year that was. In 2019, the Northwest Suburbs saw a number of challenges and future plans in regards to housing. Here's Delane Cleveland with a summary.
2019 was a big year in the Northwest Metro for housing. In Brooklyn Park, the City Council worked to find solutions to help make the Huntington Place apartments a safer and more desirable place to live. Roughly 2,500 people live at the complex, and according to police data, more than 500 crimes occurred there in 2018. The property manager, Dominion, had made some improvements to the complex, but the city claimed a lot of it was deferred maintenance.
I don't think they deserve 1 ounce of credit for that. I don't think if we were in there raising questions, I question if they'd even be doing anything. I just think that these people are slumlords, and I think they've been sucking money out of the people who rent there and then taking it somewhere else.
City officials say Dominion planned to increase its focus on evicting people who fall behind in their rent or violate their leases. Huntington Place could see a new owner in the near future, too, as a Minneapolis nonprofit affordable housing company named Aon has expressed interest in buying the property. In Robbinsdale, 2 new luxury apartment complexes got off the ground. The Birdtown Flats became the first market-rate, non-senior restricted apartment complex built in the city in the last 35-plus years.
It's a little higher of a price, but more quality, and we're excited to be part of the community.
And at the site of the former Westfall American Legion, crews began work on what will eventually become the Parker Station Flats, set to open in the spring of 2021. Meanwhile, in October, Maple Grove's Silver Creek on Main broke ground on the next phase of its 14-acre housing project in the heart of Maple Grove.
To be able now to expand by 75 additional apartments just meets the demand for the Maple Grove marketplace and allows us to further serve the older adults that we enjoy serving every day.
That same month, the Parks Place Senior Living Home opened in Plymouth. It's a place where people with different stages of dementia can live to their ability.
We want families to feel welcome here to visit their loved one because this is their home.
As for the real estate market as a whole, the 16-county metro area continued to set records for home sale prices. Last spring, the median sale price for a home in the Twin Cities reached an all-time high of $285,000.
It doesn't come as a real big surprise to us because, again, we still are fighting a shortage of homes that are out on the market right now.
It remains to be seen what 2020 will bring. For the year in review, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
And an update now on the future of Huntington Place. The city of Brooklyn Park approved preliminary terms for Aon Properties to purchase and rehabilitate the apartment complex. Huntington Place is the second largest apartment community in the state with 6 buildings on 13 acres. Aon Properties is working on purchasing the property from the current owner, Dominium, for about $88 million. Aon has requested to borrow $5 million in assistance from the city of Brooklyn Park through the Economic Development Authority to assist with that purchase. EDA commissioners supported the measure as a way to preserve affordable housing and lower the crime rate at Huntington Place.
I've never seen it where two groups who have different ideas about whether they like affordable housing or not all agree on one simple fact: they're sick of the crap. And so whatever in this $5 million that gets us to that, I have no sympathy for anybody who's got an apartment for which crime is, either people harassing or saying evict them. Don't care. Because if a house...
Aon plans 2 phases of improvements if the sale goes through, and that includes security cameras, an office and community space in each building, and eventually a redesign of the site plan. If you ventured outside on this Monday, you were stepping right into a snow globe. A winter storm brought wind and snow to the metro area on Monday, starting just in time for the morning rush hour and lasting through much of the day. If you didn't have to drive in this weather, it was really pretty snow to see. As we go to break, we'll leave you with some of that snow that you can enjoy right from the comfort of your own home.
The 2-day holiday showcase hosted by Park Center Girls Basketball always has some good teams. This season, the finale of the event pitted unbeaten and top-ranked Hopkins against the host Pirates, also undefeated and ranked 3rd in the state. And there's a lot of scoring in this one right from the start. Hopkins' Paige Beckers knocks the ball away from Adalia McKenzie, gets the steal, and then Beckers comes back the other way, knocks down the jumper in the lane on her way to a 30-point night. Beckers dishes a great pass to Nunu Agara for a layup, and the Royals are out to a 13-4 lead. But a lot of the first half belonged to Park Center's McKenzie. He steps in the passing lane, gets the steal and breakaway layup here. One of her many baskets in the first half. And then off a missed three-pointer. And Junior will muscle up for the offensive rebound and put back for 2 more. He goes 11 for 12 from the field in the first half. A 17-footer for 2 more here. McKenzie scores 27 first-half points for the Pirates. They still trailed 54-42 at halftime. Second half, and the Royals start raining three-pointers. KK Adams for a 3. She scores 11 points in the game. Maya Najee makes her first 3-point shot of the season on her first try of the year. All 5 Royal starters score in double figures, and the Hopkins lead is 22. McKenzie scores 42 points in the game, picks up an assist here, setting up Olivia McGill for the layup. But Hopkins makes enough free throws to seal the win. Taylor Woodson hits one of her 21 points from the line late as Hopkins wins its 43rd straight game. 97-79 Royals is the final.
The first half was just a lot of nerves from both teams and just a lot of fast-paced kind of nonsense sort of, but it was really fun. It was a really fun atmosphere, and in the second half we started cleaning it up, but it was just a really fun game to play in. I think it's a really good win for us. Yesterday and today were 2 tough games. We usually don't get those in the regular season. Like last year, we didn't get those tough games, so it's really good. We have a lot to learn from.
One of the big holiday events was the 54-team Granite City Classic in St. Cloud. The boys' portion of that tournament featured a handful of local teams playing 2 games in 2 days, including 5th-ranked Park Center taking on number 3 Prior Lake and Marquette recruit Dawson Garcia. Pirates senior guard Joshua Brown had a huge game for PC. He hits an early 3-pointer and Park Center leads 8-2. 4 players touch the ball in this transition basket for the Pirates. It ends in another 3 for Brown. He scores 27 points in the game. Park Center leads 23-11. Garcia led Prior Lake in scoring. He hit a 3 and netted 22 points in the game, but the Lakers trailed all night. They would also lose Saturday to Champlin Park in this event. Prior Lake turnover in the backcourt leads to a dunk for Datavius Frierson. He scored 16 points. Park Center leads 39-25 at halftime. Second half, Frierson spots a cutting John Grigsby for the bucket in the lane plus a foul. Grigsby scores 10. Park Center's Dane Danger won the battle of big men. A couple of nice moves here in the paint by the Baylor signee. Gets him 2 of his 21 points. Late in the game, it's Danger finishing with a thunderous dunk. Park Center wins 82-68. The Pirates are now 6-1.
It's been the toughest game we've had so far. This team was the toughest team we've beat so far. So this will probably, we'll go on a run after this game. We got, our confidence back up from this win, and we just know, where we stand because this is a big win.
Also at the Granite City Classic, Maranatha Christian Academy faced St. Cloud Apollo. Highlights from this one. MCA's Hakim Daniels will drive the lane and score 2 early points. He's the Mustangs' top returning scorer from a year ago. Benji Bruce free for the layup. He takes a pass from Daniels and scores as MCA has an early lead on Apollo. CCX sports analyst, former Providence head coach Ariel McDonald, now the head coach at Maranatha, but they lose this one to Apollo 68-63.